have the watch in hand, and to me, it really felt good. But would the wider world feel the same way as me? I had no idea. The wearability was really inspired by the Black Bay 58. So I told you previously that my wife actually encouraged me to get a watch for our son, and I look at all the established watch brands, something that we can pass down with heritage in the future.
After a hard day at work, what food do you prefer? Cheeseburger or chicken rice?
Chicken rice.
Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Onur Karaman and today we have a very special guest. Joining us today is the founder of UBIQ Watches, Mr. Drayson. I first discovered UBIQ Watches on Kickstarter back a few years ago, and I remember how I really liked their first project, and I think that project is by now fully funded. But first of all, Drayson, great to have you here. Thanks for taking the time.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So Drayson, let's take a few steps back. Before UBIQ and before Kickstarter, when did your passion for watches actually begin?
I've always been collecting watches, but what I used to collect is what enthusiasts would call fashion watches. I actually went through a phase where I was wearing digital watches as well, but that really didn't rock my boat as I have to charge it every day. I keep getting like phantom notifications, you feel like your wrist vibrated but nothing happened.
Yes.
So it took me back to where it all began. So I began to wear just time-only watches.
I see. Cool. So which watches were you actually wearing the most before you started UBIQ Watches?
The watch I actually worn the most would be from a brand, I think it's called Kenneth Cole or something like that. I just really like the vibrant colors. I think that it had a very deep red strap and a maroon dial. So I really like how that looks. So I worn that for quite a few years.
It's interesting that you like the vibrant colors of that watch, because today in UBIQ watches there are many vibrant color versions of your watches. So that's very interesting. So I read on the website of UBIQ Watches that you previously worked in the design industry for 20 years, I think. And I was curious, like what kinds of design projects you worked on, like before you got into UBIQ Watches.
I actually am still doing design. So I run an agency in a day called That Design Agency, TADA for short. So I've been doing that. The agency has been running for the past 12 years, and myself, I've been in the industry for more than 20 years now. Our day-to-day jobs covers many areas. Like you can go from EDMs to posters, key visuals, character design, mascot designs, product designs. So it's really a wide range of projects that we have. But UBIQ, it's something more personal to me. It's my own design project.
I see. Interesting, really. So let's move on to your to the time when you started the Kickstarter project. I also saw, like back then, that you wrote a blog post just a couple of days before 2000, like New Year's Eve of 24. And I remember that you wrote about production problems, like you got the incorrect parts and you were dealing with them. So how was that whole experience for you? Like the first, let's say, the first few months of your Kickstarter project.
So the brand actually started in 2023. But the first Kickstarter for our first watch duo was in 2024. If I remember correctly, it was February, March, around that period. So, of course, prototype of watches, they actually do take a really long time. And it's quite interesting. Oh, sorry, this is off topic, but it's quite interesting how sometimes watches have certain phases that people might think that, hey, you're copying this popular watch that is happening right now, but they don't really look back to you actually started prototyping this like maybe close to 100 days in advance.
Yes, that's true.
So sometimes things just converge in a way. But anyway, when I first started designing watches and sending them out for prototyping, it was all fresh and new to me. So there were many little things that I learned along the way. And when the first prototypes of Duo, I saw them completed, but they had the font for the date wheel wrong. So for me, design really matters.
Yeah.
So even a wrong font to me, I feel that it had to be corrected before I even show it to anyone, before the actual photos are shown. And following that, when I'm finally satisfied with how the prototype looks, I got them in, and that is when the hard work actually begins. So getting the content, getting the photos, getting the videos, being a micro brand, we do not have a physical store. So everything has to be conveyed to the audience through photos and videos and reviews. And how to get that information to customers is the hard part. Yeah. Being a new brand, we had to really email out, hey, would you like to take a look at our watch? Would this be something that interests you? Luckily for us, many people found Duo interesting and fresh in a way. So they agreed to, take a look at it and share more of their views on the watches. And that's really how the news got out that UBIQ is now a brand and we are launching our first Kickstarter.
Yeah, I see UBIQ more and more. Maybe it's my algorithm, like my feed, but
Maybe.
I'm seeing a lot of UBIQ watches reviews on YouTube. So yeah, it's really going good so far. So during your Kickstarter project, like, it's one thing to have the idea in your mind, like you believe in it, you follow it, but it's something else when you have something in your hands and you can really see your idea coming together. So in your Kickstarter project, like how far in, like how many months in was a time when you held like the watch in your hand and you thought to yourself, man, this is really coming together. I think this is really going to work.
Honestly, I don't really feel that at all, even till now. And that is why I
Okay.
ran two Kickstarter campaigns. So when the first one happened for Duo, like you said, I have the watch in hand. And to me, it really felt good. But would the wider world feel the same way as me? I had no idea. I really admire the brands who put pre-orders on their own website, or even they actually put the watches into production, and they know that there'll be an audience there that appreciates what they created. But for me, this design I did is new. Nobody knew about us, so I thought to myself, Kickstarter would be the best way to approach this.
Yeah, I really like how the whole project went, like the Kickstarter days and then YouTube. I really followed it from the early days, let's say. Now let's talk about the Dual Series watch specifically. So the Dual Series comes in 5 color versions, and by the way, my favorite is the Bumble. I really like how it looks. And what stands out to me are the bold indices you put into that model and the dual time bezel, of course. Like these two things stand out to me alongside the vibrant colors, which are really perfect for summer these days. And what I wonder is like, what's the story behind the Dual Series? Like, how did you start? How did this whole inception begin that you want to design a watch in this way, basically?
Okay. To be honest, I also shared this online before. For the Duo series, the wearability was really inspired by the Black Bay 58. So I told you previously that my wife actually encouraged me to get a watch for our son, and I looked at all the established watch brands, something that we can pass down with heritage in the future. And the watch I finally got was actually the Black Bay 58, but I have seldom worn it because it's like really precious and I wouldn't want to, damage it in any way. And in the end, me and my son, we didn't really feel a connection with the watch. It's a nice watch and everything, but it didn't tell a story between us. It's really just like a product that I buy that I hope to pass down to him. And that kind of inspired the journey to, start designing my own. So going back to that, I actually have my watches here with me. The overall vibe of the watch is actually inspired by the 58. But I wanted my own take on everything. So I started, sketching how to me a unique Indies would be like. And in fact I call this shape the inflated square. But I think ended up some of the reviewers had a better name for it. They call it a squircle. Like it's like a squared circle. And it actually came from me from the logo design. So before I actually started designing a watch, I designed the logo first. I
Yeah.
wanted it to have this unique, distinctive shape that's easily recognizable. And that's how that shape came about. And I adopted that shape into the indices.
Wow, that's actually really interesting. I think I hear this for the first time that you start with the logo of the watch brand and then you put the whole design around that logo. It's really
Yeah, because
interesting.
as a graphic designer, brand design and logo design, I do that quite constantly. But watch design is something new. So trying to put the both together, I kind of try to merge the two ideas into one. Yeah. As for the dual timing bezel, it's more of my own wish to have a watch with a dual bezel. So I decided to put that in.
You don't see that often, right? The dual bezel, I don't like maybe a Psycho model has that too, I would guess, but I don't see that. The dual time bezel, it's like a fresh concept, I would even say. Like it's new.
Honestly, I have done some research on it. The earliest examples, I can't really remember. I remember Seiko had some, and Sin, they had it too, but
Hmm.
they do it in very different ways. Some of them use markers, some of them use numbers.
Hmm.
And Serica as well. They had that. Serica is a newer micro brand. They also had a dual bezel. I guess after us, I'm not too sure who else has it, but I think it is something that is very easily implemented. Usually, you just see the dive bezel. It's just lacking the hour markers,
Yeah.
and it brings an additional functionality that can be easily achieved.
It's like a low-hanging fruit, a very sweet low-hanging fruit.
In a way.
So, Drayson, off the top of your head, like during the development of the Dual Series, which part of the watch did you change or improve the most?
Oh, improve the most. I would say the colors took me a very long time.
Oh,
Although my
okay.
son inspired the colors, I felt that everything could work and everything might not work. The colors, I have files and files of different colors of duals. So actually, the hope was this will be series one, and in the future, that might be a series two.
Yeah.
And we can, and I can revisit those colors again.
So now let's move on to the track. Your currently the latest model of UBIQ watches. This one looks quite different from the Dual Series. What design goals did you have when you started the track?
Okay, so once again, it's guided by what I would like to wear.
Yeah.
So the dual timing bezel was the first one, and I actually have one track that came back. So the prototypes are currently still traveling around the world. So this is the only one I got back so far. And so this actually stemmed from me wanting a more lightweight everyday wear watch.
Hmm.
And I like the idea of having two calibers that people can choose from. So either an automatic, which I like, and also the VH31
Hmm.
for more convenience. And the hard part for this one is trying to get both calibers to fit inside one design.
How did you solve that?
I worked closely with the factory that did that, and we had to, adjust the sizes. There's actually a slight difference between the automatic and the VH31 that probably no one would notice. Like the crown position is about 1 mm lower
Uh-huh.
for the VH31 and 1 mm higher for the automatic. But you can't tell. It's just a shifting of the crown higher or lower.
When you look at the crown, so you don't see like a padding, like a physical padding around the stem of the crown? No.
No, it just looks exactly like that for both watches. I'll just show it to the camera. Yeah, it just looks exactly like that, except it needs to be shifted
Hmm.
slightly lower a little for the quartz version and slightly higher for the automatic. But to the naked eye, you probably can't tell the difference is even less than 1 mm. But we managed to get the case and the dials to fit.
Hmm. So, Drayson, now we will move on to the quick questions. So, it will go like this. I will ask you a short question and I will give you two options, and you pick one of the options basically. So, you ready?
Sure.
All right. So, Drayson, you are the founder of UBIQ Watches. What kind of music do you prefer, rock or classical?
Classical.
Are you someone who likes to sing in a karaoke? Yes or no?
Yes.
What do you prefer on your daily watch, a strap or a bracelet?
Bracelet.
Cool. After a hard day at work, what food do you prefer? Cheeseburger or chicken rice?
Chicken rice.
All right. And now the last one. Imagine it's hot and you are at the beach. What kind of drink would you prefer? A beer or a soft drink?
I'll go for a beer anytime.
All right. Cool. Now we have another set of quick questions. This time I will ask you a short question and you will try to answer as short as possible.
Okay.
So, Drayson, if you were headed to the moon and you had to wear the Dual Series, which color version would you pick?
I will probably pick navy silver
Yeah, that's what I picked as well. What's one watch trend you don't believe in?
that I don't believe in.
Yeah.
I don't believe that there are trends actually. The trends come and go. So
Hmm.
let's try to do something that is unique, that is out of what is trending.
All right, I accept that. So now that's it with the quick questions. Thank you again. Now we go to the final question, and that is basically what's next for UBIQ? So are track pre-orders still open, or what are you already working on? What's next, basically?
I actually have folders and gigabytes of watch designs on my computer. So as a designer, I couldn't stop tinkering and working on it. There are compressor style watches, GMT watches, even the integrated trend. I tried something to do with, what could look nice if our watch was integrated. I don't know which watch I would be doing next, but I had this thought in my mind, what would a UBIQ dress watch look like?
Interesting,
Because
yeah.
our design language and our DNA is quite far from dressy, but I had this idea of what a vibrant dress watch would be like. So I don't know. That may be where I'm headed next.
Wow. So Drayson, again, thank you very much for joining, for taking the time. It's really interesting to hear directly from you about the stories behind the brand. And yes, cool. So for all of you watching, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. I upload a new video every week. And thank you again, Drayson. It was really nice talking to you.
Thank you so much for giving me this interview.